So what I'm doing today is I'm comparing the Sennheiser MKE 600 with no wind protection to it with wind protection. So at the minute I'm being recorded on my action camera to the left, Z9 in front, and that's got the MKE 600 on top, and that's connected to my Tascam recorder, which is just hanging below the camera setup. So this is basically
giving you my DJI Mic 2 here, and then I will play the audio from the camera.
Microphone with no wind protection. I'm now going to put on a Bubblebee Windkiller and speak at the same volume, and we'll see how much it cuts down on that wind.
What you're hearing now is audio using the Sennheiser MKE 600 with the exact same settings, just this time it has the Windkiller on it. Now the wind has died down just a touch, but it's still quite breezy. So I'll just stand here for a minute and we'll see if we get a few more gusts. We'll see how much more you can or cannot hear me. The microphone's pointed roughly at head height, so it should pick me up pretty well. So yeah, you get to hear the abilities of the dead cut on the DJI Mic 2, which is usually very good in the wind. You also get to hear the internal mics on the Z9, which I'll play now.
Now you're going to hear the Sennheiser MKE 600 with the Bubblebee Windkiller on it.
It's quite breezy. I'm not sure if I'm in the frame properly, but I'm now just speaking to the Sennheiser with the Bubblebee Windkiller on it. You can see I'm about 6 to 8 feet away. So we'll see how much this actually manages to pick up my voice and remove the wind. It is extremely gusty, so I'm intrigued to see how this performs. So I'll bring it in and we'll have a listen. The footage you've just seen was a comparison between the Sennheiser MKE 600 with and without wind protection, the DJI Mic 2 and the Nikon Z9's internal microphones. The reason I got the Sennheiser MKE 600 was because I wanted an improvement in sound quality as well as wind protection. My previous microphone was the DTD4 microphone, which in windy conditions I felt like it let a lot of wind through and didn't sound all that good. So that led me to upgrading to this microphone because it came well recommended and was good value for money. Another factor in that was getting the Bubblebee Windkiller. This is a large windkiller, and from what I saw of their marketing, it sounded like it did a very good job of cutting down on the wind. And from what I've heard so far, I'm actually very happy with it. So yeah, thumbs up for that so far.
So right now, what you're seeing is the Sennheiser MKE 600, and I'm going to put the Windjammer on it and just show you a couple of the things that I really like about it. So Sennheiser comes with this foam shield, which is good if you're speaking to it. It will help to stop the things like plosives, and it's okay, but you wouldn't really want to use that outside. You'd want a proper dead cat. So this is the Bubblebee. So you can see it says Mount Standard, designed in Denmark. It's got this little leathery bit on it which says BBI, which I believe is Bubblebee Industries. And yeah, this guy goes onto here, just like that, goes right the way down, and it covers it nicely, as you see. And one of the best parts is, I'll try and turn this to show you, there is a very good seal here. So there's not going to be much wind getting in the back of it, which is fantastic.
The bar has been set quite high though, as I use the DJI Mic 2 and the wind killer on that, or dead cat, is just fantastic. Like in the blusteriest of conditions, I found it to be phenomenal. So there's a lot to live up to for this combination. Main reason I wanted it is because I can plug the Sennheiser into my camera or into my field recorder. So I can use a 3.5 jack and plug it into the camera, or an XLR cable and go straight into my recorder. The beauty of that is I can use my clippy
microphones. I've got a stereo pair. They'll pick up the ambient sounds. I could use those with a field recorder, put that far away from me and record the sound. Then I could have the Sennheiser on my camera and isolate the sound of a single subject, and then I could pair them together and get quite a nice soundscape. So I'm very happy with the purchase so far. I think the wind protection is great. We do live in a windy area, so it was kind of important for me to get a decent dead cat. So we'll see how it holds up over time. But that's my first take on the Sennheiser MKE 600 and the Bubblebee Windkiller. So hopefully it's been of some use to you. So thank you for watching. I'll see you in the next video.